never could relate. It's only once in a life. My love, hold on, before you might be the goes out. Thought it was love turned out. I said it ain't not. Thankfully it worked out. Every day and night. Another love I learned. And for what it's worth, in my heart, baby, make it work. And you said I wanna be the one when you love me, yeah. Somebody in love with that. Fall in love, girl, in love, something like any other. Nobody else, if you never can love me like you got love, yeah. Nobody else can love me like love. Girl, in love, something like any other. Nobody else. All right, that was my man Mike Murph again for this segment. Thanks again for joining me for another segment. I found another great clip that Kevin Samuels did where he talks about a woman's ranking in looks and how that could ultimately determine her outcomes in life. I thought this was an interesting clip. I haven't seen it before, so I'm gonna play it and react to it in real time. So let's go ahead and get that queued up.
Women can only lead lanes with femininity, fitness, cooperation. And what's happening is guys who are average, everyday guys, like average, everyday Brad, not Brad, let's call him Brandon. See, Blake, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique, the Henrys, they are above average men. But Brandon, he works at the plant. Brandon, he works, at the Purina mill. Brandon, he works as a postman. He's an average, everyday white guy. And Kenneth, average, everyday brother. He works right out there with Brandon. But the difference is Brandon's women are more realistic about what they are because there is still a heavy emphasis on their bodies, their fitness, and their looks. Why is this important? Because Brandon is willing to get with a 5 or a 6, possibly even an eternal 7, but he does not expect to get an 8, 9, or a 10. And women, for the most part, understand that Brandon is their 8, 9, or 10. Why is there such a disconnect especially in the Black community? You have women who really are expecting. You've been told you can have it all, but it's not working, ladies. Men are going to purchase a woman with what they have. If he's an average earner, he's going to get the best of the average women he can get. And there used to be a time that these women were still fit and cute and cooperative and friendly and feminine. Happy. They were happy. There was a lightness, a joy about these people. Now, that's been stripped, according to men, from 9 out of 10 of you. According to women, from 8 out of 10. So here's the question before we open the lines, ladies. If you're not good if women are horrible at ranking themselves, unhappy, what do you expect the rank and file men to do? If the shoe was on the other foot, if you expect men to accept that, if you flip the scenario, you would for sure be saying you wouldn't even say the woman is settling. You'd say she's dating down. Who wants to be with an average looking, unhappy woman? Most people are average, folks. I didn't make the math. Most people are average. Who wants to be with it? So are you unhappy? What are you going to do about it? Are you as fit as possible? What are you going to do about it? Are you as pretty as possible? What are you going to do about it? Because the end consumer, men, will not buy it. They would rather not buy. Because understand, you're asking someone, let's take it away from men and women. Man walks onto a lot and he sees a car and he's got the money and the credit to buy what he wants. So he's going to get the best deal possible for a brand new car because he's the only driver. He's got the highest warranty, all the bells and whistles and the perks and the highest level of service from 99% of the. He has top 1% benefits. You know, platinum level service. He has a flat tire, and they send a helicopter out to get this guy. That's how some people live. But then you got a guy who is working hard for his money, living paycheck to paycheck like most Americans. Had to save up his money. And he's going to buy a car. He wants the same kind of experience as this guy got, but he can't afford it. So he doesn't expect it, but he would like to have as close as possible. But what he does want is he does want a reliable vehicle that can get him to point A to point B, that he can be independent, live his life. A vehicle that he can be proud to drive, whether at work or around friends, something that he can trust, something he can depend on, reliable transportation. But he also would like that reliable transportation to ride good, the air conditioner, the amenities, the things like that to work. He doesn't want reliable transportation and inside you're sitting on a milk crate. He's going to get the best his money can buy. Now, if the man up here buying the 1% vehicles, the big body Benzes and the Beamers and all this other stuff, everybody wants their business. There are only a few of those. 50% of the market is with these guys. They got to make the car payment, whether they got a premium car or not. Do you honestly think that this man should go get a vehicle that's not going to meet his needs, not reliable, not dependable, and it's uncomfortable? You think he's going to work his butt off to have to make those car notes and payments and obligations and everything else? Because once he signs and takes it, he's responsible for it. If it breaks down or whatever, it's more money into it. That's how we think, ladies. Men are more apt to be like, forget it, I'll just Uber. I'll get a bicycle. I'll take the bus. I'll walk before I deal with the headache of getting into a bad car. Ladies, that's just a damn car. So we start talking about a wife, a mother of your children. If you wouldn't make a good car, how the hell you think you're going to make a decent wife? Hello. So don't get mad at men because men are going to shop around, compare, contrast, look at what the market's going to buy and decide I'm going to get the best I can afford, or if what I can afford doesn't meet my needs, I'll take mass transit. I'll take the subway. I'll carpool. Right? Ladies, want to hear from you. Why do you think women are so angry today? Because if 8 out of 10 of you say women are angry, why do you think women are angry? Why do you think women are angry? And what can be done about it? Because I'm best trying to explain to you that many of you have met your match and you've blown it. You had your guy early on. I'm going to release a standalone video of several conversations with women that I got to talk about before I open the call lines. Women in general, black women in particular, hear me and hear me well. Many of you won early. You found your husband, you got married early, and sadly, You believe the grass is greener on the other side. You got women out here telling you you got married too early. You didn't know what was out there. What was it? Tony Braxton saying that she wished she'd have slept around more in her 20s. What? You got women out here walking away from salvageable marriages, fixable marriages, because of jobs. Because they were actually, think about what I just said. You got women who want to get married and would love to not have to work. And I talked to a woman who was divorcing a husband who wanted her not to work. Say that again. You got women out here wanting to get married and would love to marry a husband to where they did not have to work. And then on the other hand, you got women who got married early and are divorcing their husbands because their husbands did not want them to work and they want to work. How is a person, how is a gender who thinks like that supposed to be happy with the other? That's what I'm saying. I don't really see what men can do unless women are ready to get self-aware, grateful, well, gratitude, humility, empathy, and self-awareness. If women aren't ready to deal with these things, men just gonna take the bus. Men gonna take the bus because it's honestly getting kind of crazy out here. To where even a man saying, I think you look average. Oh, no, excuse me, saying I agree with you, you look average. And that means he should be destroyed. I mean, you don't want to hear anything from men. That's clear. But who do you want to hear something from? One another? Ladies, if you don't plan on listening to men, what's the alternative? Is it marrying women, getting with women? Because where does this end? Because all that's happening is life is going on. You're getting older, and I don't get it. I don't get it. But let's talk about it. We're gonna open the call lines because I want to hear from the ladies. And again, if you have the detractors are always welcome to call. Only one rule. One, make sure your background noise is clear. And you can not like me all you want to. All I ask is you be nice to me, I'll be nice to you.
That was a Kevin Samuels monologue about the importance of a woman's looks and how that can potentially determine her outcomes. Now, this might come across a little bit harsh to women because they feel like there's more that defines who they are and what they are than their looks. And that is absolutely true. So as a woman, you're not solely defined by your looks, but because men are visual creatures, your looks does go a long way in terms of what type of men you can attract. That's the first thing a man will see about you is how you look. What does your look say about you to a man? Well, your look tells a man whether or not you're disciplined. So if you're a person who is consciously going to the gym and deliberately working on your health, that will show in your looks. If you're a person that takes care of yourself, and you essentially, make sure that your etiquette is good, you smell good, you know what I mean? That says something about you. It says that you value how you look and how you present yourself to the world. But also your look in terms of what you choose to reveal says a lot about you as well. If you're a woman that maybe is well endowed in certain places, i.e. your breast area or your buttocks, and you wear very revealing clothes, that says something. That says that you're advertising your goodies so that you can attract more men. And for some men, that symbolizes a good time. And for other men, they view that maybe as a little, I don't want to say the word trashy, but just a little too provocative for them, right? If you're a woman who carries herself a certain way, right? Do you carry yourself like a lady? Are you well mannered? Do you speak eloquently? Are you respectful? Are you graceful in terms of how you enter and exit a room? What's the impact that you leave in the room? Are you mysterious when you walk in and out of the room? Or are you overbearing? Do you talk a lot? Those all things that a man can gather with your looks and how you present yourself. So if you're presenting yourself in a way that gives a man the impression that you don't care how you present to the world, then in his mind he's thinking, how do I, you know, benefit from being with a woman that does not match the aesthetic that I like or that does not represent me well? What does it say about me if this is the woman of choice for me when I go into rooms where I want to be influential? So, what he's saying, as much as it may, rub some people the wrong way, it's absolutely instrumental and it's absolutely true. In a man's mind, he does business with other men and other people on the strength of his reputation. If he has a reputation of, you know, carrying himself well and just being a person that's above board, then that's going to reflect well on him and it's more likely to yield him positive results. But if he comes in and every time he comes in, he brings, a partner and the partner is not someone that's well liked, even if that man had some influence in the room, people will start to look at him differently by who he associates with. So all these things are factors that men factor in. That's why a man knows, can I, take this woman seriously, or is this something that's just a temporary fling, a casual encounter, right? So, yes, ladies, it's hard to hear this message, but there's a lot of proof and there's a lot of truth in everything that he's saying. And that could be shown. I mean, no matter what generation of man you are, a man wants, a woman that makes him look good. So, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself are all factors that we take into consideration when we're deciding who we're going to be with, who we're going to put our names on, and who we're going to ultimately marry and have a family and children with. You know, also a woman's character plays a major part in a man's mind because her character is going to reflect by how she chooses to display herself in the world. If she has good character, he may want a woman like that to mother his children so that he can get other humans that reflects those qualities. All right, that's my take on this. Obviously, I invite you all to weigh in and let me know what you think. What do you think about it? How much emphasis should a woman's looks have on a man? Do you agree about Kevin Samuel's point and his assertion that a woman's looks can or most likely determines her outcomes in life? Or is it more to that? Like, share your thoughts. Obviously, if you're not connected to the show, we ask that you like and subscribe and stay connected. But also weigh in. Let me know what you think on this particular topic and others. All right, guys, until we speak again, peace and blessings, and God bless you until we talk.